Hello everyone, myself Viraj Nandya Uttegar. I'm a certified software testing professional. In the previous session, we have gone through the broken access control vulnerability and one of its type, that is an insecure direct object reference. In this session, we are going to understand its another type, that is a directory traversal. So before going into the directory traversal attack, we'll understand its type, or basically exactly is this attack, how it can cause an impact, and also we will uh, try to identify this type of an vulnerability on one of an web application, demo web application. So basically, uh, let's first understand. Let's quickly go through what we have revised in the previous session. So we have understood what is a client, what is a server. A client is nothing but a host machine that makes a request to the remote machine. The remote machines are nothing but a server machines, and servers are the remote machines that runs an application uh, to provide the resources that the client is requesting for. Now we have also understood that why this client server architecture is required. The main reason is to for interaction purpose, for the transmission of data over the network. That is the reason why they connect, the client and server connect to each other. Now, in order for the client and server to connect to each other, this client and server, now every machine on the network has a unique IP address, so that they could be uniquely identified over the network, and basis on this only they can able to communicate with each other. So yeah, this was a client server architecture we have seen, and also we have gone through the broken access control vulnerability. So how let's have a recap on this also. So broken access control vulnerability, we have seen that it's an first position in OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities list 2021. When application fails to sanitize the user input request and allow to access the authorized resource, then this type of a vulnerability is known as a broken access control vulnerability. This type of vulnerabilities are identified on the server side. This we have also seen, we have also seen on one of the demo web application, how it causes an impact to the business reputation, and if it is identified. Yeah, now in this session we are going to understand what is a directory traversal. So directory traversal is also one of an type of an broken access control vulnerability. This type of an uh, vulnerability is also known as a dot slash or directory climbing or backtracking. This vulnerability enable an attacker to read the arbitrary files on the server that is running on an application. A path traversal attack aims to access the file and the directory stored outside its webroot folder. It should be noted that the access to the file is limited by the system operational access control. Now we will understand this type of an attack in very simple and easy manner. So for that I have came up with a diagram. So basically we have understood that broken access control vulnerabilities is found on the server side. So this type of an attack, that is a directed traversal attack, is also been uh, tried on the server side. So for this, we have to understand the role of a server very much clearly. So for this, basically, what we have given the definition of a server runs an application that provides the resources to the client request. Now, in order to run the application, the server should contain some application on it, and that is nothing but a server applications. So this server applications helps to invoke or helps to make this application live onto this particular network, and so that we can able to request that a client request to this particular network IP address, and get then access to these resources. So this server this nothing but this application server contains uh, the basically some root directory. Now the server, most of the application is hosted on the Linux server. Cause why? Because it is a most secure. Now the Linux is completely separate topic from this part, but in simple word, most of the applications are hosted on the Linux servers. So why? Because they are secure, they are open source available. There are various flavors of Linux that are available onto the network. It's not mandatory that applications are only hosted on uh, the Linux server. There are audio other Windows servers also, but as per the requirement of an application performance security, the people select the according to the preferences. So yeah, so basically, what on the Linux, all the resources are stored in the form of folders and files. So you can see these are nothing but a folder. Now what is this? Slash bin is one folder, slash etc slash host, these are nothing but a directory. In Linux, folders are called as a directory. So slash etc slash password slash var slash www dot slash html. So you can see here, you can see, you can consider this as a Linux environment, and this Linux contains an application server. Now here I have not mentioned, but this var slash www slash html is running on, give me a second, is running on, okay, is running on Apache 2. So yeah, so this var slash www slash html, this Linux environment contains one application server, that is an Apache. After installing on this, we get the folder, that is www slash html, and this HTML is nothing but its root directory. So every root directory, whatever the applications we have now, here I have taken one demo web application. So this demo web application is being hosted on the Linux environment. So you can see this 192.168.1.80 is our application. So this application is hosted on this Apache 2 server, and this is our root directory, that is www slash vas slash www slash html, and in this we have loaded our all web content like images, css, js, index.html file, whatever that is required to make up this application. And as you can see, this images contains from the application, you can see there are images on this on various filters. If I give the if I give some input to this application, it will react according to the given input. Its JS will load the content accordingly. You can see the images is getting reflected according to the condition that has been mentioned into this code. So let me just make it unresponsive. Okay, and let me make it docu and done. Okay. So yeah. Uh, so if I get if I try to inspect on this image, and you can see this is one image file that has been hosted on this machine, on this Linux machine, on this Linux server, which has been stored in slash images slash png. Now, uh, similar way, now if you can see, there are the various other images too: confused.png, neutral.png, sad.png. Now let's try to access these images one by one. So let's try to access sad.png. You can see we can successfully uh, we can successfully reach out to this particular resource. This is nothing but a resource, whereas where that has been stored on the server, and we as a client are requesting for this resource. Okay, let me try to access another image. Okay, confused.png. Let me try to one more resource, that is neutral.png. Okay, neutral.png is not available, I guess. Okay, so let keep it till confused.png or access. We have accessed this particular image. Now, so let's come back to a diagram. So in this we have seen that when we are requesting to this image, we are getting an access to this image. Now if I try to uh, basically go one route behind images, so now what will happen is that if I try to hit enter, now you can get the list of all the files that are available into these images. Okay, so this is nothing but we are traversing back. Now we are traversing back a one step behind. So we are getting all the files that are being stored in this image directory. Now this image is nothing but a directory, and the and the file that we accessed was nothing but a file. So this is the directory. We have traversed one directory back. Now you can see we have came over this. Now our application is hosted on this particular root directory. That means this var slash www slash html is nothing but a root directory. So we have kept one step behind. Okay, we have kept one step behind, and within this now we have from files we have come to folders. Okay, and from this folder we are getting the view of complete file structure. Now we will try to go into another file. Now we are on this particular environment, and we are sitting over this images folder where we can get the view of all the files. Now let's go to css. Now yes, you can see the css files is available, visible to us. Okay, so this is also we are getting access. Okay, now there is one more file, that is js. Let me try to access the js file. Now you can see we can also get an access to the js file. Okay, yeah, so yes, we are getting access to the JS file. So here we have traversed one step back. Now I want to traverse from here to the root directory. Let me try to traverse back one more directory. Okay, now we are over here. Where were we? Yeah, images. Okay, now if I try to, let me close this DOM below this section, and if I try to access the root directory, I have came on this root directory where there is index.html page has been rendering. Okay, this root directory is nothing but our this section. Okay, we are when we hit over this when we try to traverse back, we are coming on this particular root directory where index.html file is re, uh, uh, reloaded. Okay, now here, yeah, now here it is an important point. If from here, if I try to traverse and access this other folders or directories, then this, and if the application allows me to access the files and the content within this particular folder, then this type of a vulnerability is known as a directory traversal attack. Now here from its name it's only defined we are going one step back, and we are accessing traversing back to the directory, and if we try to access the directory that is not allowed to access for us, it should because this file can contain some sensitive information related to the server. So if this directory traversal allows us to access the unauthorized files, then this type of a vulnerability is known as a directory traversal attack. Now let me now we have to go one step back, right? So what where were we? We were here. Okay. Now from your root directory, if I want to go to slash etc slash password, so here in the directory to traverse back, we have to give one dot and slash. Let us try one dot slash etc slash. Let me simple try with slash etc slash password first. Let us now we are trying to access the separate folder which should not allowed. If it allows, then this type of a vulnerability is known as a directory traversal attack. See, we are not getting access to this particular directory. Now here this now your identification is not stopped. We have to try another ways, possible ways that we can and check if the application is vulnerable to directory traverse or not. Now one of this approach is put dot and slash one more and check. See, nothing has been rendered. That means this does not work. Let me put one dot and one slash again, one dot, one slash again, backslash again. So this also is not working. One dot, one backslash, one dot, one backslash, one dot, one backslash. So this indicates that we want to traverse back. How many folders that have been stored? We are defining that many times possible way we can go back and to access this particular directory file. Okay, now see, this also is not reflecting. Now we will go one dot one backslash one dot one backslash one dot one backslash one dot one backslash one dot one backslash. This also is not working. Now we will try another possible way, two dot backslash. It's still not working. Two dot one backslash two dot one backslash two dot one backslash. Still it's not allowing us. Two dot one backslash two dot one backslash two dot one backslash two dot one backslash. Still it not allowing us to access. Okay, now two dot two backslash two dot two backslash two dot two backslash. Let us first take on this one particular. No, it's not allowing. Two dot two backslash two dot two backslash. Still it's not allowing. Two dot two backslash two dot two backslash two dot two backslash. Still it's not allowing. Now you can similar way you can try the possible way, like you can try three dot one backslash three dot one backslash three dot one backslash. No, it's not. Basically, it's not correct. Like pay 404 has been written. That means it's not allowing to traverse back to another directory. That means this application is secure from the directory traversal attack. Okay, so this much was from this session, and I hope you have might got what exactly is a directory traversal attack, and so the impact of this would be if while traversing back, if we get an access of this particularly slash etc slash password, then we could might get an the information, confidential information, like critical information about the server, like how many admin or how many users are connected to the server, or how what are these credentials, username, password, etc. So it would have a severe impact if this type of an vulnerability is identified of an web application, and it could cause a severe impact on the business reputation. So yeah, this was a directed traversal attack, which is a type of broken access control. That's it from the session. Thank you.